What's shaking, everybody? It's I, Jason, back with another video. This is video number 4 overall, as I'm teasing you about my upcoming CD webinar, but this is video number 2 for the scores. Now, I've been going back and forth, showing you the stuff I'm finding and the stuff that's selling. And here's the craziest thing. This week, for whatever reason, all the kooks have come out of the woodwork. People are going to my post where I'm advertising the webinar, where I'm showing the videos, and saying, there ain't no way people are spending big money on CDs in 2018. Now, I'm like, it's easily researchable. Go to eBay and look up solds. And then I said, well, here's some of my recent solds. And I put up screenshots. And they're like, well, you're just photoshopping those. I'm like, what? I wish I had such free time that I would learn Photoshop and then use those skills to fake CD sales. I'm like, I'm not. I know it's 2018. I know you can stream anything, you can download anything, you can rip anything, you can find anything on YouTube, but people still spend big money on out-of-print, collectible CDs that are actually easy to find everywhere. And I find them all the time, and I sell a ton of CDs. So, without further ado, here is this weekend's highlights. Now, like I said, in the first video when I showed scores, I'm not showing you all my $8, $9, and $10 CDs. That'd be boring and worthless. But I am going to show you my highlights, the fun ones, the big ones. All right. First up is the Rotary Connection. Most of you probably don't know them. I really don't know them, other than the fact that I know their stuff flips very well. They were a psychedelic soul band from the 60s that was formed in Chicago. So I paid 15 bucks for this, and it sold for $45. Stanley Black, he is old-timey. He was conducting the London Festival Orchestra and Chorus and the Mormon Choir of England. So that kind of tells you that's not kind of modern music. But he did a lot of albums based in different countries, so the music of those countries. So they were on albums originally, and then when CDs came around, they could fit 2 albums on one CD. So there's a lot of these albums where it's this and this. So this one, for instance, is France and Russia. Paid 5 bucks, sold it for $25. Mobe Great, another band from the 60s. I paid 10 bucks for their album called 69, and I sold it for $31.50. Now, my next one, it's a two-pronger. First off, I paid 0. Now, I didn't steal it. I actually rang out at a store and paid 0. Now, how did I do that? Well, let me tell you. Lean in. Well, I'm not going to tell you today, but I'm going to tell you in my webinar, so make sure you get signed up for that. And I sold it for 23 bucks. Now, the other part of this is, the coolest part is, the day I sold this, I thrifted it again from the same place. So I thrifted another copy from the same place, and I got home and I sold this one. I'm like, well, that was weirdly awesome. Now, for those that don't believe, and of course, I could be putting these in other cases, but who's got that kind of time? I haven't shipped it yet, so it was 4 bucks, and like I said, I only paid 0 bucks. So I will explain how you pay 0 bucks for CDs from stores in the webinar. How many of you watched Saved by the Bell? Now, that was a little bit after my time. I think by the time that was already out, I was married. So I never watched it. I mean, I know what it is. I know the people who are in it. I've probably seen little bits and parts in passing, but I've never watched the show. But the soundtrack for the show has been out of print for a long, long time, and I paid 15 bucks, and I sold it for $60. Now, my best one for the weekend, and I have it here because I haven't shipped it yet. It is the Brass Ring, and again, it's one of these 2 albums on one CD kind of deal. So the first album is The Flight of the Phoenix, and the other one is Laura's Theme. So 2 albums by the Brass Ring. I paid $10 at a record store, and I sold it for $125. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this 10 bucks turned into $125. Now, don't you want a part of that? Don't you want the knowledge that is up here? Well, I'm going to give you all that knowledge. Get signed up right now. I'm going to be teaching an online training web class on November 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you can't watch live, that is no biggie. Just get signed up, and you'll be able to watch anytime you want after the fact. Now, if you sign up for the webinar, which costs you only $10. You learn about one way to turn $10 into 125 bucks. You have more than paid for your webinar, but I'm also going to offer professional notes. Now, you can write notes down yourself, but I've packed so much content into this hour webinar that you're not going to be able to keep up. I guarantee that. And people always end up like 14, 15 slides behind. But if you sign up and you also sign up for the professional notes that will be delivered to your mailbox within about a week, you will get the entire class written down in note form, something you'll be able to print out, take into the thrift store. So if you sign up for both the webinar and the professional notes, I'm going to throw in for free my Christmas CD webinar. Now, this webinar you're signing up for is how to do CDs in general, where to find them, how much to pay, how to sell them. But I've also done a very specific Christmas webinar because Christmas is its own beast. There's a small window, and hey, we're right in the middle of it. So what better time to learn about Christmas CDs than in November? I know, isn't that awesome? All right, so get signed up. Here's the website, www.registerfortheclass.com, November 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, if you can't watch live, no biggie. You can get, as long as you get signed up, you can watch anytime you want. And I'll be back in a few days with another CD haul. I'm actually off to Chicago, and I'll be there for 2 days, 2.5 days. And I've got a ton of CD stores all mapped out and a bunch I've never been to. So I can't wait to pick CDs from Chicago. All right, thanks, everybody. Get signed up now. You do not want to miss this webinar. It will make you thousands of dollars extra every single year. Now, where can you find that kind of return for 10 bucks? Nowhere. All right, get signed up. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.